All right. 4 of 4, and I think if KCJ left the microphone here. Oh no, I'm going to give you this one. Okay. So Samantha, we're ready to record?
Yep.
All right. So this afternoon, we have 4 of our premium products for you guys to learn a bit more about. Because when you are talking about promoting cooking with, selling our premium products, what happens? You sell them, but you recruit with them and you date parties with them. Because these are some of the key products that we can recruit and date parties with. Remember that recruiting is the answer. And when we are promoting our premium products and when we know about it, it's a lot easier to recruit and party. So I'm going to turn it over to our 4 trainers who are going to tell you about these 4 products.
Thanks, Cora. So my name is Lindsay, and I'm talking about the MicroPro Grill. So who recruited to get the MicroPro Grill in February? Yay. Who hasn't arrived yet? Okay, so that will be the first time you'll be using it?
No.
Okay, so you'll have, awesome. So some of you have used it, some of you haven't, right? This is one of my favorite products that gets used in my kitchen almost daily, for sure. And so I think it's a product, I used to say, and I've always been a microwave cooker, so Crystal and I differ that way a little bit, but I'm a big microwave cooker, and I would start my parties by talking about microwave cooking in a microwave cooking party. They're not always that, right? By saying that I've always been a microwave cooker, and so most of what I was cooking was doing in the microwave via our other products. But when the MicroPro Grill came out, that finished anything I ever needed to do in the oven. Like, I don't actually need to use the oven ever now because of the grill. So there was a salmon recipe I really liked doing still in the oven. There was a pork chop recipe I still really like doing in the oven, and some pizza, right? And now I can do it all in there. So I really don't have to use my oven. So where I was using my oven twice a year, now I'm using it no times a year. And so very, very good for efficiency of the power bill as well. That's a good thing for people that are worried about that. So the MicroPro Grill has a lot of patents on it, you guys. So it's got a lot of technology. This is the one we cook with. So yes, it's dirty, but it's meant to be. And you just come here this way, we cook for you. So there are 2 hot plates. That's the easiest way to do it. They're emulsifiers with like fancy words, but you're just going to call them hot plates because that's what people are going to understand, right? So you've got a hot plate on the top and the bottom. The real technology that's cool is 2 different things. One, they get to 450 in 90 seconds. But the really cool thing is that they stay at 450 at that point, right? So once they stay at 450, you know you're cooking at 450 the whole time. So you're going to use it either in grill or in casserole position. So casserole position is when it is laying on top. So I would do things like my fruit crisps, my pizza, anything you don't want your food touching on the top, right? To be done in casserole position. So if you've got cheese or something like on a pizza, you don't want it burnt cheese, then you're not going to put it in grill position. Grill position, I do on anything like your chicken breast, your pork chops, your wings, your pierogies, okay? And often from frozen, right? So this is a really, really great product to talk about with people that don't have a lot of time at the end of their day, right? It's a great product to talk about people that have kids that need to make an after-school snack in a safe way instead of turning on the microwave, right? See, look at me, expanding my zone to think I don't have kids, for those of you that haven't met me before. And it is a really, really great product to use for any kind of side dish or main from a family perspective. I had a new recruit, she just got her grill 2 days ago, and she messaged me right away. She did 4 chicken breasts in it. As soon as it came, she opened the box, she put 4 chicken breasts in, and they were eating supper in 15 minutes, right? So that's the kind of technology that we can really allow people to see that Tupperware has changed, right? We're not just your grandma's Tupperware anymore. Now, in addition to that, what's kind of cool about the MicroPro Grill is that it doesn't actually use microwaves to cook your food, right? So we have 2 products that do that in our microwave cooking products that don't use microwaves, right? So one is the MicroPro Grill. Tori's going to talk about the other. And the MicroPro, so instead of the MicroPro Grill attracting microwaves to the food inside the grill, the microwaves rather are attracted to the hot plates. The hot plates get hot, and that's what's actually cooking your food, right? So this product is metal, safe to go into the microwave. But of those 2 products, so even for people that say they aren't microwave cookers, right? In general, when people say they aren't microwave cookers, let them do their own research, right? But you've got 2 products in our line that still can give you a huge amount of efficiency, but not actually use the microwaves if that's what they're worried about in terms of getting their cooking done, right? I think that's probably 5 minutes. I could go on, but we'll talk more over there.
All right, so I'm going to talk to you guys about Ultra Pro. I'm really glad because if you were in the first group in this room, I didn't have any food at my station. So if you noticed, everyone else had a lot of people, and I have food at my station this time, so come see me. I really felt neglected with no food at my station, so this time I do. Okay, Ultra Pro cookware. So lots of you may or may not have heard of Ultra 21. Ultra 21 was a product, came out by Tupperware, and about 25 years ago, and it was a product that also went into the oven. This is also a product that goes into the oven that is much different, and by different I mean much, much better. That also goes into the oven. So when people hear the word Tupperware, they think plastic bowl. They do not think anything can go into the oven. So I love sharing Ultra Pro with people. One of the questions I often get asked is, what is it made of? My first answer is always magic. So you can give that answer anytime you want. And lots of people just don't even, like, oh, okay. But seriously, it is magic, but it's not really made with magic. It's actually liquid crystal polymer, which nobody ever really knows what that is anyways, but it's very similar to Kelvar if you know what that type of product is, which most people don't, and that's okay, so that's why you say magic. It's just better. It's a better answer. Okay, so Ultra Pro is amazing for a few different reasons. Number one, it goes from your freezer, it's freezer safe, directly into your microwave, to your oven, to the dishwasher, or the fridge if you have leftovers. It's really nice looking, so you can also serve in it, which I really love. But one of the best things that I love about Ultra Pro is, number one, it cuts down your cooking time by 1/3, because with glass cookware, your oven has to heat up the glass before it starts cooking your food. With Ultra Pro, this is not the case. And number two, you never have to add any chemical sprays, any fats, oils, anything like that to the bakeware before you put your food into it. And it literally washes so easily. So it is a non-stick product. It is not a non-stick coating. So you never have to worry about that scratching or peeling off. The whole product itself is non-stick, which is really ideal. Who here has Ultra Pro? So you all know that to cook in this is absolutely amazing, but even more importantly, to wash it is even better. You make a lasagna in this glass cookware, that's gonna sit in your sink for about 3 to 4 days, that you can procrastinate any other job other than cleaning that. This is so simple, it can be cleaned in like 2 minutes. So that's a really great feature of it. It does also go into the dishwasher. It takes up a lot of room and it's so easy to clean. I rarely put mine in the dishwasher, but it can. And it heats to 482 degrees Fahrenheit. Lots of times it says 250 everywhere you read. Now that's Celsius, but your oven, it goes to 482 Fahrenheit. So super hot. Really important, do not broil in your Ultra Pro. I actually have one that I did, and it's all bubbled up, like it still works, but it does not look nice. Don't do it. Do not use a fork, a butter knife, or any metal materials with your Ultra Pro. Now, Ultra Pro, this material, it's a soft material, but when it's heated, it becomes even more soft. If you use a butter knife, I promise you it will scratch. If you use Tupperware tools, you will never have that problem, and you'll be really sad if you do, so don't do it. I always tell people, don't even attempt like cutting it with the lasagna. Like use your spatula, take it apart and cut with it. It works just as well, and you'll save the life of your beautiful Ultra Pro. So Ultra Pro obviously gets hot, it goes into your oven. However, it cools down much, much quicker than glass. So not what's on the inside, but the actual handles cool down much quicker. You can set it on your table, you can serve in it, just don't use your metal utensils. So really that makes serving and eating and having less dishes. So that's really great. The really, really nice thing about Ultra Pro as well, one shelf. You can have like 10 pieces of Ultra Pro on one shelf or in one drawer, as compared to maybe 1 or 2 pieces of glass that are heavy and awkward and don't stack together to store at all. You can literally put all your Ultra Pro on a top shelf because they're so lightweight, which I'll show you guys over at the table. We'll do a little comparison because I'm probably gonna be over my time already, but that's normal, right? So, super lightweight, which makes them really nice for anyone who has like muscle and joint problems, carpal tunnel, all of those types of things. Don't have an issue with that type of having to lift them even in and out of your oven, let alone cleaning them or storing them. So the other thing that I always like to do is Ultra Pro versus glass. So like I said, 1/3 less cooking time because the glass has to heat up first. The other thing that you always want to be cautious of, and I often share this when I talk about Ultra Pro, some people really love glass, and that's totally fine. I'm not here to change anybody's mind. But you also have to be cautious of glass with the lead content in glass. It's a thing, it's real. If your glass is made, just be cautious of that when you buy glass or purchase glass or use it from, if you have your mom's or your grandma's, chances are that is real. And when it heats up, the lead can seep into your food. So I always tell people just to know that's knowledge is power. So that is really important. So the other thing that I love about Ultra Pro is how it cooks in your oven. So because it's not having to heat the material up first and then your food much quicker, but also, this is the best part, you can stack cook in your Ultra Pro. So if I put my lasagna in here, I can just flip the lid upside down, then I can put this one on top, and then I can flip this lid upside down, put my side dishes in here, I could put a dessert on the top, and I can put this all in the oven just like that. And I don't have to worry about it not cooking evenly, the flow of it all works, and you don't have to worry about something's gonna be cold or not cooked in the middle on the bottom. It doesn't happen like that. So you'll save so much space in your oven. If you have Christmas dinner, you can put way more things in your oven, or you have a big family, way more things in your oven at once, and so much space saved. That's it.
Okay, today I'm going to talk to you about one of my favorite premium products, which is the microwave pressure cooker. So raise your hand if you have a pressure cooker. Awesome. Now keep your hand up if it is still in your cupboard. Okay, well, this is exciting because today, I hope by the end of this, you will feel comfortable taking it out of your cupboard to use. Because to be honest, at first that was me. I have seen really scary videos online, not of Tupperware, but of other not to name names, products exploding on your counter, and that terrifies me. So that is why I absolutely love the Tupperware pressure cooker, because they have thought of every single safety feature. So I'm going to show you all the different levels of safety. So the very first one is the lock on top. And so it connects the bottom to the top. And so when you lift it, it's not going to come off. Okay? When I first got it, I didn't know that the lock can physically come off. And so it can physically come off, so don't be afraid if this happens, not a big deal at all. The next layer of safety is it twists together. So you're gonna be able to see triangles on the side. You line them up and twist together to close. So you're gonna be able to twist to open, okay? Next layer, and I'm not lining them up, use my own tip. Next layer of safety, you guys. So I am gonna use the technical terms to start, and then I'll tell you what I actually say. So this is the pressure valve, and so I call it the thingamajiggy. So when the thingamajiggy is up in your microwave, when it heats up, that means that your pressure cooker is, it is full pressure, it's pressurized inside, and so don't open your pressure cooker when the thingamajiggy is up. It'll take a few minutes to go down, and that's how you know it is safe to open your food. When it's up, your food is still cooking because it's still pressurized inside. When it's going in your microwave, you're gonna be able to hear some hissing or maybe some steam coming out, some humming. That's completely normal because what is happening is that there is steam releasing from the pressure regulator right here, or vent, and that keeps an exactly even pressure inside of your pressure cooker so that your food cooks evenly. So really, really cool. And so because it releases steam while it cooks, it's not gonna blow. So when the pressure stays inside, So when you have it open, more safety features, you guys, which I love. So this one, back to the pressure valve. If it gets too hot, what's going to happen is this is just going to fall inside of your dish, and that means that the pressure is going to release. So it's not going to blow up, but this will just go in. The second way is this is the silicone ring, and the silicone ring, if it heats up too far, it's just going to fall inside of your pressure cooker. Again, releasing that seal. We're very good at sealing and unsealing. And the pressure will come out and come. So there is inside, there is a minimum fill line and a maximum fill line. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you have liquid to the minimum fill line. You need liquid to create steam. So because it cooks with steam and pressure, you need a minimum. The maximum fill line is so that you're not having anything come out of the top of the valve or the regulator. The other thing is it's a 2-quart, 2-liter base, and and a maximum of 900 watts. And so the really cool thing about that is if you forget that, that's really not a problem because it is on the inside of your cover, so you can look at it. And so you guys, this is my absolute favorite when I forget to make meals. It happens all the time. I'm a farmer's wife, so I often take meals to the field, and this is honestly perfect because I can throw all of my chili ingredients, they can be frozen right in here, ready to go. Anything that can be cooked in a crock pot can be cooked in the pressure cooker, but in minutes instead of hours. So when you're doing your freezer meals, your freezer meal workshops, what I absolutely love about that is the majority of things, instead of being like, oh yeah, you can dump this in your crock pot, you can put it in here and you don't have to worry about it being frozen, and you don't have to worry about being like, oh, I needed to put that in 6 hours ago. So I hope that after you visit me at the table and try some of the food and see some of the recipes, that you will take it out of effort.
Woo!
So I'm going to talk to you about the Smart Multi-Cooker. This is probably one of the least talked about or taken advantage of products. As Lindsay had mentioned before, this also does not use the microwaves to cook your food. I should start from the beginning. Who saves the product? Handouts. Awesome. There is a ton of information in these. Quite often there's recipes. You can get those binders that have the little pockets like for cards or whatever. I suggest you get one, you keep these in here. There is a fountain of knowledge here, and they're really worthwhile. Don't just take them and throw them in the garbage. And then the Smart Multi-Cooker also comes with this, which is a really good point of reference. Let's face it, when we first start with Tupperware, a lot of our questions are, how long do we cook for, right? This will answer a ton of those questions. And with Tupperware, don't be afraid to try. That a lot of it is trial and error. I would like to say that I'm perfect, but let's face it, if you've seen some of my videos, not everything works out. But it is what it is, right? That's real life, it happens. So the Smart Multi-Cooker has several different layers. The super cool thing about this is it is a steamer, it is a rice cooker, it is a pasta cooker. When you come to my table, you'll see that we did a multi-layered meal in 20 minutes. So it's a huge time saver. So how it works with, I'm gonna start from the base and work my way up. So this is your 3-quart water reservoir. That is key. This does cook with steam, so you absolutely have to have liquid in here. That is number one. If you do not have liquid, you're gonna have a boo-boo and you're gonna be upset, right? So liquid is number one. It does have a minimum and a max fill line. So if you're just steaming, it's about 1 3/4 cup of water. Just fill to the bottom of this dip. No technical term there, right? And then you can add, this is your shielded colander. This is metal encased in plastic. So when you put your water in here, and then you put your food in here, and then you put your shielded cover, which is also metal encompassed in plastic, your microwaves are going to bounce off of here, heating your water and in essence steaming your food. So veggies, especially veggies, most people you would typically boil them. They'll say broccoli, you boil water, like you go to drain your water, your broccoli water is great. There goes your nutrients, there goes your vitamins, and there goes a lot of your flavor. So this not only saves time, it preserves your nutrients and your flavor. So it is probably one of the healthiest ways to cook. I made broccoli the other night, which obviously I haven't done in quite some time. My 6-year-old had 3 helpings. I did maybe grate a little cheese and throw it on, but he still ate 3 helpings of broccoli. So right there, that is worth it, right? And then, thanks. Yeah. So then it does also come with the shallow colander. This one is not metal. This is just the plastic that you can fit on. So you could put, this is typically where you put your veggies, or you could put your sliced chicken, beef, pork chop, whatever you prefer. And then this is your grains cover. So this you would do for your quinoa, for your rice. I guarantee if you do rice in here, it will be the perfect rice. It doesn't stick together. It is awesome. Let me make sure I got, another cool thing. One thing that I get asked often about all of our cookware actually, is it BPA free? This is BPA free. So if you're concerned about cooking with microwaves, etc., a lot of people are concerned about that. So this is BPA free, and it is also dishwasher safe. So that in of itself saves a ton of time. I do, one really cool thing too is that this also is a time saver. So you throw your pasta in, you can cook up to a pound of dry pasta, which yields like 6 to 8 cups. That's a lot of pasta. So if you're doing like backyard barbecues, you want to do macaroni salad, etc. If you're not in the Smart Multi customer group, get in there. There is a lady, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she does an egg and potato salad where she cooks the eggs and the potatoes at the same time. And trust me, it is fantastic, and it is going to wow your people. That is a really, really great way to show off the versatility of this. So one cool thing that when you do your pasta, you throw your pasta in, you put your water, where's the pasta one? So here's the pasta, it shows you, like you can put your 2-3 cups of pasta in, and then just fill to this line. Or when you do rice, you put your couple of cups of rice in, and then fill to this line. When you're doing your rice, you're gonna put this cover on. You wanna make sure that you have the little tabs up so it's easy to take off. And you're going to use this cover, and it snaps on. Make sure that you line the handles up so that when you take it off and you go to pop the lid off, you just squeeze down like this and it pops the lid quickly. Make sure that when you're lifting your cover, you always lift away from you, right? Nobody wants that steam facial. Trust me, you're not gonna love it. But you can actually keep this on, and if there's a little bit of excess water, you can drain your water. Or if you're doing pasta, this has now become your strainer and saving you, other dishes. What else is there? Oh, one thing I did want to mention too, I'm officially done having kids. 6 is a nice round number, we're good. But for anyone that you know who is expecting, who wants to make their own baby food, they need this. The reason they need this is that you put your squash, your pumpkin, potatoes, whatever you want to start your little person off on, you put it in here, you steam it. When you put the cover on, no microwaves get to it, but as I said before, it is preserving all of your nutrients, all of your vitamins, and all of your flavor. You can then take it out of here, throw it in your top and prep, puree it, and throw it in your ice cube tray or ice cube trays and freeze it for whenever needed. That is Smart Multi.
Let's give all 4 of our trainers a round of applause. So before they why don't you head to your tables to get set up? I just have a couple things I want to mention. How many learned at least one new tip? Okay, this is fantastic. So Tori mentioned the Smart Multi-Cooker product group. So we have a product group for all 4 of these products. Hopefully you're in all 4, the pressure cooker, the Ultra Pro, the Micro Pro grill, because there's recipes posted in there all the time. At all 4 of the stations throughout the room, we're going to have a recipe you can sample. We also have recipes that were made that you can take pictures of, because the real life pictures matter. I see a lot of people post a picture of a pressure cooker with no food inside. No one buys a pressure cooker as a display. So the best real life pictures have food inside them. So I recommend taking advantage of the food that's around the room today and take pictures of the food. You can post those in your VIP group. You can post those in the TOTL customer groups. Why not? You'll be able to sample. Every station has something you can sample. All of the recipes that each of our trainers have today will be posted in our TOTL Goes to Spring Fling 2020 Facebook group in the recipes album. So you'll be able to find them there later if you're not sure where they are. When you give a customer a recipe, so Allison gave the example of the pressure cooker for freezer meal workshops. When you give your customer a recipe, you give them a recipe of ingredients. What do they do if they want to make that recipe? Buy the ingredients. Do you also add, like Allison said, this recipe could be made in the slow cooker for 8 hours, or it can be made in the pressure cooker for 20 minutes. Do you also add the Tupperware needed for every single recipe? So when you give someone a recipe, they have the Tupperware too, because what happens? They go buy the Tupperware, just like they buy the ingredients. All right. The other thing we have at each station that I want you to take advantage of, we have an empty product at each station. So Crystal mentioned the Ultra Pro. You can feel the weight of that compared to the glassware. Dory mentioned that there's metal inside the Smart Multi-Cooker colander. You can feel that. This is a touching and feeling kind of part, not each other, the Tupperware. Okay? So, we have, sorry,